We were the Brentsville Turf Program. We went down to Daytona Beach in Florida and attended the Brenstville Management Association conference.
We participated specifically in a student challenge, and other people from the higher ups in the industry were there, like people who work at the MLB fields.
It's amazing. It's a great place to meet all the people in the sports world and just make all these great connections. And there's so many lectures and talks that you're just able to go to and learn so much from.
Winning the Field of the Year was definitely a great achievement for everyone in the program. Knowing that our dedication and hard work is being rewarded, having that safe environment for them to play on, and then also having it presentable to where other people enjoy looking at our fields as our main priorities. Award is pretty much icing on the cake.
I think the Brentsville Turf Program is such a unique setup, and I think it's the only one like it in the country that I know of. It's amazing that these kids get the opportunities they do to really see and understand professional sports, what's required, and really allows them to see if that's what they want to do going forward.
The trip down was just an awesome experience. I mean, our students are calling NFL Groundskeepers now for references. They're having an opportunity to work alongside incredible professionals. We have something really special here. Our students are unparalleled when it comes to their work, their passion, their love for the sports field management industry. Thank you so much for checking out the Brentsville Turf Management Program, and being able to put our mark on the world of sports field management is something that we want you to be a part of and hope to see you here.